our dear uncle, the former governor of Kano State. He is also accompanied by the Deputy National Chairman of APC of the North, as well as the National Vice Chairman of our great party, the Northwest. Again, we have the National Organizing Secretary of APC, who is also here. My dear brother, the State Chairman of APC Kano is also here with us. We have the Minister of State of FCT, who is also a proud indigene of Kano State, is here with us as well. Of course, we have two of the greatest legends from the House. One of them is now in the Senate, and is no other than Senator Kau Sumaila, who has just also identified with APC and is wearing the proper cap that befits his head. We have our senior brother, a man we are very proud of, an accomplished parliamentarian, Right Honorable Farouk Lawal. I'm sure members who are new, we may not know him in person, today have the opportunity to see our legendary Farouk Lawal in the chamber. You're welcome, sir. Honorable colleagues, it's my pleasure and privilege to read a letter sent to me for your consideration. And the letter is sent from no other than Honorable Oluwole Oke. It's a letter with your kind permission, I will read. He said, "Dear Mr. Speaker, letter of resignation as a member of the People's Democratic Party and request for access into plenary by national and Osun State party leaders of the All Progressive Congress." The main body of the letter reads as follows. Further to my notification of resignation from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and registration as a member of the All Progressive Congress, APC, I wish to formally cross-carpet to the APC today, 15th May 2025. In view of the above, and being mindful of the restrictions for strangers to attend meeting of the House, as detailed in Order 10 Rule 7 of the Standing Orders of the House, I wish to formally request for your kind permission and approval for leaders of my new party and the APC to attend the cross-carpeting session. The details of the relevant persons are as follows. Senator Bashiru Ajubala, the National Secretary of APC, who is the leader of the delegation, accompanied by Alhaji Suku Tajuddin Lawal, Osun APC State Party Chairman. We also have Alhaji Kamaruddin Adebisi, who is the APC State Secretary. We also have Alhaji Kudirat Fakokunde, who is the APC Women's Leader in Osun State. We have Comrade Goke Akinweyumo, the APC Youth Leader. We also have Honorable Israel Ajibola Famurewa, former member House of Reps, and Honorable Soladue Olushola. Mr. Lukman Akindije, Mr. Ogunshola Moruf, Alhaji Idris Oyeleke, Mr. Ajiolu Olariwanju, Mr. Abdurrashid Muidin, Mr. Adebayo Adewale, Dr. Barrister Adekule Oladipo, High Chief Ogunsanya Imiola, Boshrun Omojo Tayo, Honorable Aboge Olale, Honorable Oloba Israel, Honorable Ajibola Ademola, Barrister Nathaniel Ojo, High Chief Ajiwale Benga, Honorable Ogunsanya Sukanmi, Honorable Olide Omoni Adeshina, Honorable Oyebanji Oyewale, Barrister Wale Ojo, and lastly, Omuba Dotun Babaemi. I want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your kind support and anticipated approval of my request. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and kindly accept my usual highest esteem and regards. Yours faithfully, signed, Honorable Oluwale Oke. Honorable colleagues, today, 15th of May, is the day of history. History not only in the National Assembly, but history in the politics of Osun State. One of the biggest among us is identifying with the greatest party in Africa. And I'm sure both the opposition and the majority will be excited to applaud this very, very important decision he has taken. So, honorable colleagues, appreciate our new member. Congratulations. Please start with the opposition table. Get a handshake before you come to the majority. Honorable Ali JC, I can see you looking very happy. Me is coming from Honorable Kabiru Al-Hassan Usman Rurum, member representing Rano Bunkure Kibia Federal Constituency of Kano State, and the Chairman House Committee on Air Force. And the subject matter or the title of his letter is Notification of Change of Political Party Membership. With your kind permission, I will read his letter. He said, I write to formally notify you and the honorable members of my decision to switch my political party membership from the new Nigeria People's Party to the All Progressive Congress, APC. This decision follows the directives of my constituents who are dissatisfied with the leadership crisis, litigation and factional disputes within the NPP, which threaten the political future of its members. As it is today, the NPP has two separate national and state officers of the party. I appreciate the NPP for providing me the platform to be in this chamber before the unfortunate division that has now factionalized the party. This decision is in accordance with Section 68, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, for your guidance and records. Be rest assured of my commitment to the 10th Assembly, the APC-led government at all levels, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Please accept the assurances of my highest regards. Yours faithfully, Right Honorable Kabiru Al-Hassan Usman Rurum, Turakirano, and Chairman House Committee on Air Force. Congratulations, our dear brother. Welcome back home. APC has been your home. You are welcome back. Good to have you back. I also want to read the letter of Honorable Abdullah Sani Rogo. Member representing Kara Rogo, Kano State. Okay, I thought, okay, let's finish it. Congratulations. Good luck in our party. We're sure you are going to do better. You look better. Congrats. Congrats. So, honorable colleagues, as I was saying earlier, I have a letter from Honorable Abdullah Sani Rogo. With the kind permission, I will read the letter. He said, notification of my decision to defect to the All Progressive Congress, APC. I'm writing to officially inform you of my decision to defect to the All Progressive Congress, APC, effective 24th April 2025. After careful considerations, I have come to realize that the NNPP's current trajectory, marred by internal conflicts, disrespect, and exclusion of key stakeholders, no longer align with my values and principles. The party's division and factionalization at national and state levels allow me under Section 68, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, to defect to any party of my choice. Following consultations with my constituents, I have concluded that defecting is the best course of action. I'm joining the APC, a party that resonates with my values and principles. I appreciate the opportunities I've had in NNPP and thank those who supported me. May Allah guide us all. Thank you, signed, Honorable Abdullah Zarogo. Honorable colleagues, our newest member of APC in this chamber is no other than Honorable Abdullah Zarogo. Honorable Zarogo, congratulations on behalf of both the opposition and the majority parties here.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, point of order.
It will be noted later. Joseph, give me some few minutes. You will have the floor. My dear brother, congratulations. Congrats. Welcome to APC. So let me your party. In the words of the Kano Hausa, they say you are going for Tirana, you are And who do you think that I should hand you over to? The man on your left. Somebody is asking that I should hand you over to. Congrats. Thank you. Honorable Allegiancy, the minority leader of the House, you have the floor. Say it with precautions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My very respected honorable colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I believe, order, whip, let them take their seats.
What?
I will declare your seats vacant.
Order.
Leader minority with this, you are not well recognized by Mr. Speaker, sir.
We want attention.
I think it's better you continue speaking under this kind of condition. Go ahead.
No, Mr. Speaker,
We are hearing you.
I need a conducive environment.
No, there is now. I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my very respected honorable colleagues. I remain Ali Isa Jesse.
Honorable Joby, are you feeling feverish? We have a doctor around now. We can give you some drugs. You are looking so haggard. Are you okay?
Mr. Speaker, my very respected honorable colleagues, I remain Ali Isa JC, PhD, representing Balanga Billiri Federal Constituency. I am from Gombe State, and I am the minority whip of the House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker, I am coming under constitutional order, Section 68 of our Constitution. Mr. Speaker, Section 68 clearly stated that if a member of the House of Representatives or Senate, order, Mr. Speaker, nobody is listening. Not only you, I want to listen. Mr. Speaker, Section 68 of the Constitution clearly stated that if a member of the Senate or House of Representatives and he was elected under a political party, if he's elected under one party and decided to move to another political party, Section 68G clearly stated that the House shall declare his seat vacant, provided his defection is still within the period of his election. He was elected for 4 years under a platform from another party, and he decided to move to another party. So, Mr. Speaker, I rise to call on the Speaker to do justice by declaring this seat vacant.
Thank you, minority leader. But I want to draw your attention to the two people we benefited last week, and whether you also get up and decide the same constitutional provisions. And I think the circumstances behind their defection is not different from this. So I think charity begins at home. I want to hear you saying that you disown them because they did not follow the right constitutional process. But thank you for what you have said. It is noted. Thank you so much for your contribution. The National APC Chairman, can we please serve a check, and then we can excuse you to go back to your respective destinations. The National APC Chairman and your contingent, please, you can approach the chair. Honorable Literacy, if you want to support them, you can also join the queue, or any of your members, particularly Honorable Jonathan Gaza. I think you will be the most appropriate person to support our chairman here. Excellency. on the 14th of April 2025 at our residence at Adogo Ajakuta Federal Constituency, Kogi State, Nigeria, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Please accept the assurances of my heart in honor of this great woman, mother of one of our
Oshogbo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, with your leave, Mr. Speaker, and by the leave of the entire members of this House, I seek for the suspension of our rule, Order 804, to allow me move a motion of urgent public importance on the urgent need to address the anger, confusion, and agony that trailed the 2025 JAMB examination UTME in Nigeria. I so moved, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Can Honorable Olufemi Adeleke second this first leg of the motion?
I remain Honorable Dr. Abdulmaruf Adewale Adebayo. I speak for and on behalf of the good people of Irepodo Orulu Olonoda, Oshogbo Federal Constituency, and from Osun State, Mr. Speaker. I rise this morning to move a motion on the urgent need to address the anger, confusion, and agony that trailed the 2025 JAMB examination UTME in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, the House notes that the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAMB is responsible for the conduct of entrance examinations into Nigeria Tertiary institution through
Is she around?
the computer-based test, CBT. The House also notes that the Unified Tertiary Institution Examination, UTME, is a crucial examination that plays a significant role in the admission process across all tertiary institutions in Nigeria. The House further notes that the 2025 UTME is Nigeria's third worst performance since 2016. The worst performance over the 10 years period occurred in 2021 when 87.2% of the candidates scored below 200 marks. The second worst performance occurred in year 2020 when 79.2% of the candidates scored below 200 benchmark. Aware that Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAMB released the statistical analysis of 2025 UTME showing that 78.5% of candidates representing the 1.5% scored below 200 out of 400. The woeful performance has renewed public outcry. The House also aware that the struggle to reach examination center contributes to marks failure. Many candidates are required to travel many kilometers to access the nearest CBT center. This, however, has psychological effect on the candidates. Concerned that this situation exposes young candidates to affordable risk, including road accidents, kidnapping, and other forms of insecurity. Further aware that fatal accident claimed the lives of several students who were on their way from Oyo to Ogbomoso to sit for the 2025 UTME examination. Recall that the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAMB admitted that there were errors caused by human and technology, which resulted to poor performance of students who wrote the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME. The House also recalled that the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAMB finally bowed to mounting pressure from education stakeholders, parents, and civil society group to to reconduct the 2025 UTME for 379,997 candidates affected by the technical glitches in Lagos and the southeastern region of Nigeria. Cognizance that urgent improvement in the technical and logistical preparation for JAMB will avert unnecessary risk, agony, and improve overall performance in subsequent JAMB UTME examination in Nigeria. Our prayer. The House resolved to observe a minute of silence in honor of the victim of tragic accident. 2. Urge the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, to establish at least one CBT center in each of the 774 local government areas across the Federation. 3. Mandate the Committee on Appropriation to include the construction of computer-based test CBT center in all the 774 local governments across the country in the 2026 budget estimates. 4. Mandate the Committee on Basic Education and Services and ICT with JAMB and relevant stakeholders to ensure all technical glitches are identified and addressed accordingly. Mandate Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance and report within 4 weeks. I so moved, Mr. Speaker.
Amendment. Seconder, and then we yield the floor for amendments and
I want to thank the mover of this very important motion, sir. There are a lot of factors. Sadly, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, in constituting the committee to investigate this poor performance, we need to ask JAMB why certain questions. Examinations were fixed for 6:30 a.m. in the morning for these our children. When we look at the security situation in the country and logistics, well, JAMB should come and explain why they fixed examination for 6:30. And Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, this House once passed a resolution directing relevant educational agencies that the under 16 policy, the policy that under 16 students will not be admitted into our institution, we directed that they should suspend the policy. Sadly enough, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, JAMB has refused to release the results of all under 16 students, contrary to the resolution of this House. I want to add to the prayers of the movers of this motion that JAMB should be directed to release forthwith the result of all under 16 students. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, my brother. We go to Honorable Oga for amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I rise up this afternoon to amend this very good motion, able moved by my colleagues. Mr. Speaker, in a local government, there is no place where ICT can be installed. I amend that it should be installed in all our various secondary schools, so that is where, or various primary schools, where most of these students are being taught or trained on how to manage ICT. For example, most of the ones that are being installed by NCC, that is only the one that is working in most of the schools in some various constituencies. It is being mounted in local government. There is no any provision in some of those local government except in schools where some students will have access to it. That is the amendment, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
There is a social responsibility that we're exercising in that. So I think for you to say that we should extend to all secondary schools.
And we should extend it to all the secondary schools in the country.
Well, we get a secondary, but to me, secondary schools, except for the federal secondary schools, are under the jurisdiction of state governments.
But there's some secondary school that's being managed by the federal
That is
government.
one. Secondly, if you look at the number of secondary schools we have in the state, sometimes in local government you can have up to 10, 15.
Yes.
Are we sure that we are being realistic about the cost that will be incurred by government, knowing the paucity of funds are available for critical projects in this country? Are you sure it is realistic to demand that the federal government should go to?
Yes, it's a motion that is expressing some concerns of what happened with the UTME examination, but I think this motion somehow should commend the registrar of JAM. Mr. Speaker, I can remember this House gave me the responsibility to investigate JAM with respect to what happened with that little girl, Miss Oma, when she manipulated her result and trying to accuse JAM for not giving her the score that she has scored. I investigated this matter thoroughly. I tabled this report on the floor of the House, and the House considered all our recommendations. I think this motion on this House is very unique for what happened with the JAM, the registrar. He came on national TV. This man was shedding tears for what happened, for the negligence and dereliction of duty of some of his staff that caused these glitches in 70 centers in Lagos and some centers in the southeast. They identified this. I spoke with the registrar this morning. What really happened is the negligence of some of his staff when they found out. Mr. Speaker, what Nigerians should know, no two students taking the UTME have similar questions. Each individual out of 1.9 million candidates, each one of them will have a different question. And no individual contact with any candidate. But there are certain things, technical things that some key officers should do at a point where the examination is taking place that were not done. And that's where they had some individuals, some candidates had these glitches. And the system automatically identified those candidates. So it was not a manipulation or it's not anything. And the result was consistent since 2003 up to this moment, was consistent with the way UTME is being taken. The man came on national television, accepted the fault, which is not common in this country. And he apologized to Nigerians. And I think this House should commend that effort to our public officers. This what do not happen in this country, where officers, their staff manifested or demonstrated dereliction of duty, and then you find the head taking responsibility. It is not common. And I think this House should commend this man so that we will continue to have these people. And immediately he said those 317,000 students will retake this examination at an appropriate time, and they will follow it. I think we should commend this organization. And this organization, remember, Mr. Speaker, when he came, this organization was turning 1 billion, 2 billion as a revenue. When he came, he was turning 17, 18, 19, 20 billion. I think there is a demonstration of some level of honesty within the organization. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sada. While I commend what you have said, and I don't think anyone is indicting him here, we are all saying investigate what has happened and who to blame for. So I think the motion is in order as well. By the time we refer to the appropriate committee, they will do the needful by investigating and reporting back to the House. Thank you for the contribution. Honorable colleagues, I don't think if we need to really overheat this argument. We have said enough. So we'll just go ahead and put the question. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the committees on appropriation, basic education, digital and information technology for further legislative action. The next motion is coming from Right Honorable Erioteke Ibori Swing, member representing Ethiopia East, Ethiopia West, Federal Constituency of Delta State. Honorable Ibori, if you are around, please can you rise and move your motion?
the Speaker of the most vibrant House in Black and White Africa, my most distinguished colleagues, I am Honorable Eriatake Ibori Swenu, member representing the Goi people of Ethiopia West and Ethiopia East constituency of Delta States. Mr. Speaker, I rise under 8, Rule 5, on the matter of public importance for the need to curb the rising spirit of killing and kidnapping in Irodo Jese, Ethiopia West local government area of Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I therefore appeal that this House do suspend the relevant rules to enable me take this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to the first leg, Honorable Jogo.
Thank you for this opportunity, most revered Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, Kurema Africa constituency, Mr. Speaker, I'm from River State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to second the motion, heavily moved by my colleague Ibori. I say second. Thank you very much.
I wish the House to suspend Order 8 Rule 4 to enable me move a motion of urgent immediate intervention to stop loss of lives and destruction of properties in the ongoing crisis in Karilamido local government area. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder, please. Honorable Badao.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And I appreciate that your motion has been seconded by no other than the leader of NMPP caucus of the House. It's a rare privilege.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As earlier stated, my name is Honorable Mohammed Audu. I speak for people of Karim, Lau, Ardokola Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable colleagues, please note that on Saturday, May 10th, 2025, violence erupted between Fulani herdsmen, Bandawa and Munga communities in Karilamido local government of Taraba State, which resulted in the death of many people as well as destruction of properties, farm crops and livestock worth millions of naira. Mr. Speaker, sir, worried that as a result of the attacks, over 2,000 in Karim and 3,000 in Lau have been displaced, rendered homeless, thus exposing them to further attacks as they are unable to as easily access potable water, basic essential requirement for decent living. Mr. Speaker, sir, also worried that the victims are suffering from untold hardship as being predominantly farmers. Their sources of livelihood have been suddenly been destroyed, and the ongoing dry season farming, which is mostly their business, has stopped. Concerned that the neighboring communities where the victims were forced to take refuge in the local government, that is Lau, are under pressure as a result of the mega resources. They are barely sufficient for sustain them for the unexpected influx of the refugees. Prayers. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the prayers are to observe a minute silence in honor of the victims who died in the clash between these communities. 2, to urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to, as a matter of urgency, provide relief materials to the victims of the crisis who are in Karim Town, Biquin, John, and Jen Ardido. 3, also urge the Northeast Development Commission and the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and National Internet Displaced Persons to provide proper shelter, rehabilitation also victims affected communities. 4, call on the Nigerian police and other security agencies to intensify effort towards adequate protection of life and properties within the 2 local governments. The House to appreciate His Excellency, the Governor of Taraba, the Brigade Commander, and other security agencies that took immediate step promptly on this very important issue. I so submit, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, honorable colleague. Any seconder to this motion?
Amendment, Mr. Speaker.
Let's take seconder first. Honorable Cyril Hart.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Hart Cyril Godwin, Harpers-Grove constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from River State. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my friend and colleague. I beg to second.
Amendment.
Amendment. Yes, Honorable Garba.
Mr. Speaker, my fellow colleagues, I am Right Honorable Inua Garba, a very committed politician who is in PDP from 1998 to date. Committee committees should have a meeting with the view to encourage the chairman of the committees to be up and doing in the discharge of their responsibilities. I want that to form part of the prayers in this motion, on this motion, sir.
Can you coach it again?
That the principal officers with the chairman of relevant security committees should have to organize a meeting to discuss way forward on how the security committees should be more active and proactive to the discharge of their responsibilities.
Honorable Lina, where you are dealing with internal setup, you don't need to put it in a motion. Motion is meant for external. You understand? Since this prayer you are talking about is just in relation to the committees of the House, we can be able to direct the right things to be done without necessarily putting it in the motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I already exposed to the leadership.
No, we have taken note of your observation. We have taken note.
Thank you.
I will do something.
Thank you, Mr.
But we don't need to really put it in the body of the motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much, and we'll do something about that. So, honorable colleagues, we have taken a secondary.
Eleman, I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamudur Kauga Mafrel constituency. Mr. Speaker, I stand before this holy chamber that there is the report for the Committee on Police Affairs on the 2024 budget proposal of the Nigerian Police Trust Fund, NPTF, the total sum of 124,289,057,866 naira, 0 kobo. But the committee received the document on 7th of May 2025, and we did the needful with the kind permission of the Speaker and my honorable colleagues. May we lay the report before the House, sir. Thank you.
Any seconder? Any seconder to
arouse this afternoon to move that this honorable House do receive the report of the Committee on Judiciary on a bill for an act to amend the Federal High Court Act, Cap F12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to provide for increase in the number of judges of the court, provide for retention of revenue generated by the court, and for related matters. SB 1634, referred to the committee in December last year.
Is the Deputy Committee Chairman around? Deputy Committee on Judiciary? No?
It's in the post.
Any seconder? Honorable Ombo? Solomon? Oh. It's not Ombo? Yeah, he's, yes. He's, okay, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Our colleagues, I stand to second that the House do receive the report as presented by the Chairman Committee on Judiciary on Bill number HB 1634. I do second Your Excellency. Thank you, colleagues.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Please proceed and lay your report. The fourth business of the day is presentation of 5 reports of the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education, standing in the name of Honorable Emmanuel Oguru, who is the Deputy Chairman of the committee. Honorable Oguru.
Mr. Speaker, I have lined up of reserves, about 5 of them, and I think I can take all of them at the same time. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Standing in the name of my chairman that I am representing. Mr. Speaker, that this House do receive the report of the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education on a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal Colleges of Education Technical, Ile-Ife, Osun State, and for related matters, HB .438. 4. That this House do receive
Leader of the House, the DS, please can I see you? Leader of the House, House Leader. DS, please, 1 minute.
On a bill
How are you?
an act to amend the Federal College of Education Act, Cap F8, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to provide for establishment of Federal College of Education, Afon, Kwara State, and for related matters, HB 593, referred 10/12/2024. 5. That the House do receive the report of the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education on a bill for an act to amend the Federal College of Education Act, Chapter 5(8), Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to establish Federal College of Education, Okeoyi, Kwara State, and for related matters, HB 833, referred 2010-2024. 6. That the House do receive the report of the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education and bill for an act to amend the Federal College of Education Act, Chapter 5(8), Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004, to provide for establishment of Federal College of Education, Idipet, Ibiono, Local Government Area, Akwa Ibom, and for related matters, HB 972. Referred 27/10/2024. 7. That the House do receive the report of the Committee on Federal Colleges of Education and bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act, Cap F8, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to establish the Federal College of Education Technical, Uzeba, Luleha, Edo State, and for related matters, HB 1852, referred 21/11/2004. Mr. Speaker, I ask to be allowed to lay the report as stated.
Thank you, my brother. Any seconder? Honorable Fage? Today is NMPP Day. Anyone who raises his hand, I will recognize him. I'm waiting for the others too.
Of the people of Bassa Jos North Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, I'm from Plateau State, still insisting the home of peace and tourism. I'm on my feet this afternoon, embodying the spirit of the Joint Tax Project of the 10th House of Representatives to move a motion to lead the debate on a bill for an act to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make it mandatory for all Nigerians of maturity age to vote on the national and state elections and related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Yes, we feel there are justification for this bill. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it is an honor to lead a debate on the general principles of the bill for an act to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make it mandatory for all Nigerians of maturity age to vote in all national and state elections and for related matters, sponsored by the Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, PhD, GCON, and I am privileged to act on his behalf, embodying the spirit of the joint tax project of the 10th House of Representatives. My respected colleagues, the essence of democracy is participation, and it is very core. Democracy thrives when citizens are actively engaged in the process of selecting their leaders and shaping the direction of governance. Voting is not only the right, but a civic responsibility. And in many democracies across the world, it is treated as such. This bill proposes to introduce mandatory voting for the Nigerians of voting age in general elections, both on the national and the state levels. It seeks to amend the relative provisions of the Electoral Act of 2022 to reflect the obligations while also allowing for limitation and justified exemptions where necessary. As it stands today, the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, is charged with the registration, monitoring, and regulation of political parties in addition to the core constitutional mandate of the organization undertaking the supervision of election. The dual role, Mr. Speaker, has increasingly proven to be source of institutional overload, operational insufficiency, and in some instances, perceived partiality, especially during pre-election periods when INEC is expected to make decisions that affect the status and operations of political parties that are also overseen during elections. This challenge is not merely administrative, it is structural. When a single body tasked with both organizing election and regulating the participation in those elections, questions arise about the independence, neutrality, and operation capacities of this institution. The rationale, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, permit me to highlight the reasons this amendment is both necessary and timely. Low voters turnout. Nigeria has consistently recorded alarming low voters turnout rates in elections. For instance, in the 2023 general election, less than 30% of the registered voters participated. This trend undermines legitimacy of election, governments, and weakened democratic institutions. Strengthening civic engagements. By making voting a legal obligation, we will instill in the citizens a sense of civic duty and shared responsibility in the governance process. For global precedents, several democracies, including Australia, Belgium, and Brazil, for instance, have adopted mandatory voting for the positive outcomes in terms of political participation and public accountability. Combating electoral apathy and inducement. Mandatory voting can significantly reduce the influence of vote buying as more citizens will be participating. Enhancing representation. When more people vote, the outcome of election are more likely to reflect the true will of the people, leading more into exclusive governance. The rationale for this bill rests on the urgent need to revitalize the participation in Nigeria. The persistent trend of low turnout undermines the legitimacy of our electoral process and weakens the foundations of representative governance. By making voting mandatory, we aim to foster a stronger culture of civic responsibility, reduce electoral apathy, and increase the inclusiveness of fairness of our elections.
I think you have said enough, Honorable. Unless if we have comments, at least people are now more educated, more enlightened about the intent of this bill. You can sit down, please.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Any contribution? Let me start with the DS.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name remains Benjamin Okizeka. I represent the people of Nigeria, starting from Ben, for thinking outside the box. The role of the Parliament to do needs analysis
pick up holes where holes are and find solution blocks to block such holes. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it is obvious that election after election we have very low turnout of voters. For a country as big as Nigeria, when you hear the patronage sum of vote coming out of Nigeria, it does not encourage the advancement of our democracy. Nigerians are quick to condemn various administrations, but they are not so quick to fulfill their civic responsibility. Just being a citizen of this country requires from you a responsibility to perform your duties as a citizen. One of those responsibilities, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, is to be involved in our democratic processes. The bill that is before us is not saying it is mandatory for a Nigerian to vote either A or B. No. It's saying that you must be counted in every election, whether it be local government, state, or federal. In other climes that we have traveled to or lived, personally in Australia, it is actually an offense for you not to vote during elections. And the tax office will visit you and find out why you did not vote. And there are some incentives as a citizen that you'll be denied because you refuse to fulfill your responsibility. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it's about time a certain pre-qualification requirement for what we need out of government will include the evidence of participation in the previous election. If we begin to put these structures in place like as a legislature, Mr. Speaker, I can assure you there will be greater participation of Nigerians in our democratic process. So that they will be part of the decision making, so they will own the process, so that they will own the decision, so that they will not say it is either this party or that party's decision. So it's a good proposition coming out from you and the person that have partnered with you to sponsor this bill. And I urge members, it's about time the 10th Assembly make a mark in the steps towards advancing our democracy. Let us support this bill. It is good for us. Let Nigerians own their democratic processes. I so support, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, DS. We'll take one or two more contributions and then we'll go ahead and put the question. I'll go to this side. Honorable Abiete.
Thank you very much, wonderful speaker, Your Excellency Dr. Akpoti-Uduaghan. I represent Andonio Bobo Nkora Federal Constituency. I am from Rivers State. Mr. Speaker, yes, I would encourage that every man, every woman of voting age should participate in choosing who should tend to the issues of state. In doing so, there are certain questions that I would have loved us to seek answers to, so that it will be very, very encouraging, very appetizing, very appealing to those who would want to vote. What will be the mode of enforcement? It is not just good enough that we have it in our books that voting is compulsory. How will it be enforced? My big brother, the Deputy Speaker, has referenced Australia, that certain incentives to be there. What are the incentives in our climes? What are those things that citizens even enjoy? Is it that you'll be denied security? There is no water anywhere. As you say, you'll be denied your basic utilities. what exactly will be denied any man who has refused to vote in Nigeria? I don't think there's anything that can be denied any man that has refused to vote. Voting should be free. Some, even here in Parliament, some could afford.
So you are saying that there is nothing in government that.
Excellency, I am still. I require protection. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, can we, in all honesty, tell ourselves that our voter register is clean? In some constituencies, you find Mike Tyson, who is not a citizen of that place, still on the register till today. When we talk about 30% of voters, 30% of what? The voter register is not clean in any way. There's no constituency that you say, this register, yes, there are human beings complete on this. So if we begin to use that as a yardstick to say our participation is low, I think we have questions to answer in that regard. There are people who registered in this country and they're in Ghana, they're in the US, they're in Australia, they're in London. Who will provide the logistics for them to come? If you say it is compulsory, probably you will deny them a renewal of their passport. So how would they get to my village? How would they get to Orokoto to come and vote? Who provides the logistics, Mr. Speaker?
Thank you, Honorable Abete.
These are some of the questions that I think and believe we ought to answer.
I appreciate your questions and they are all valid and genuine.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you, sir.
But you know, as UPA lawyers used to say, there is no law without exemption. There is no any law provision that will not have some exemptions. Where people who are sick, who are indisposed, who are away, who have some other difficulties that cannot be exonerated from that. I think it is, but for you to say that there are no incentives in Nigeria compared to other countries like Australia, that there is nothing that a citizen of the country can be encouraged, well, that is the whole essence of you and I.
It's a question.
Trying to make this country better.
We are answering the question gradually, sir.
Trying to make this country better, and I believe.
Excellency, as we progress, we are answering the questions. Where there is no water, we make efforts to make water available. Where there is no light, we make efforts to make light available. Where there is no security, we also try to make security available.
Thank you, Honorable Kalum. Go ahead.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. I remain Benjamin Nokizeka from Bende Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Bende in Abia State. I rise to move a point of order on order 914.
Go ahead.
With your permission, I wish to read.
Go ahead.
A member must confine under rules of debate. Member must confine his contributions to the subject matter under discussion. I may not introduce any matter irrelevant thereto. Mr. Speaker, what we are discussing is whether or not it should be mandatory for citizens to participate in an election. It's not whether the country is doing well or the country is not doing well. When it is time for debate on the budget or economic policies of the country, we can go into all that. We are talking now with regards to our electoral laws. Is it good for every Nigerian to show patriotism, that spirit of nationalism, participate in what is going on in your country, not just criticizing? And if you don't participate, how do you correct all those issues that my brother and friend just listed? It is by participating and engaging those people who you think has what it takes to begin to fulfill those national responsibilities, Mr. Speaker, that will be done. It is an injustice to this nation, very unpatriotic, for every citizen who bears our passport, who answers a Nigerian, not to participate in the electioneering process of this country, which is a process of advancing our democracy. There is no other argument that will suffocate that. It's a good bill, Mr. Speaker, and I think this point of order should be sustained so that we can vote.
Thank you. Your point of order is sustained. Honorable colleagues should wear a red cap for recognition, immediate recognition.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Akarachi Orishema Tosa Etiosa Amadi. Mr. Speaker, I rise to speak on this bill that I deem is a must for this House to support. Mr. Speaker, I speak to you not just as a member representing Umbitoli-Keduru Federal Constituency of Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I speak to you as a Nigerian youth. I speak to you as someone that has gone through the electoral process, someone that has been sent by his people. And I believe that one of the pre-qualifications to run for any elective office is you must have your voter's card. I believe one of the pre-qualifications to have more youths in government and in offices is that you must be a registered voter and you must understand the system. If we do not mandate our citizens, our brothers and sisters to come out and try out the system by means of their right to vote, how do we encourage them to even come and join us in political offices? So this bill is coming at the right time. A time where Nigerians are looking to this 10th house to let the playing field be level for inclusion, for everybody in every corner of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to come out and exercise their voting rights. Mr. Speaker, there has been some wrongs in the past that has made Nigerians not comfortable with the political system. But I believe that there must be a day that will mark the day of change. And I believe that with this bill, seeking to make it mandatory for our brothers, our sisters, our sons, our children, our fathers, those that for some reason before now have had apathy to come out to vote, to say that it is time. We are being mandated by our representatives to make sure that we register to vote and we exercise the right to vote. We must lend our voice. We must support this bill because this bill is one that stands for democracy of Nigeria. This bill is one that stands for fairness for every quarter, every demographic that has reached the legal age to vote to come out and vote. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I, Engineer Karachi Amadi, representing the people of Umbitoli-Keduru Federal Constituency, lend my voice and support this bill. I so support Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
But you are not wearing a red cap now. Unless if you accept that you will wear red cap on Tuesday. Order. No, let's allow him. I made a promise. Let me keep it.
Thank you very much.
But please be brief.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Eset is my name, speaking for the good people of Uyo, Uran, Nsiratai, and Ibesiposutan Federal Constituency. The only state, from Akwa Ibom State, the only state you can see in the Nigerian airspace flying. Mr. Speaker, while I thank you and other sponsors of this bill, that is a good bill, it's a wonderful one, but I have some reservations, Mr. Speaker. We are trying to put something on nothing. It is not the problem mandating citizens to vote. There is no problem making it compulsory for citizens to vote. But a situation where citizens have lost confidence in their vote, it becomes a problem, a very serious problem. And as such, Mr. Speaker, while we are making a law to make voting compulsory, we should also make a law that will make the votes of citizens count. The last election, Mr. Speaker, we can all say without shying from the truth, INEC chairman and all the INEC officers went around the country carrying out campaigns that their vote will count, giving all set of promises, and at the end, we saw something else. So while we are the mandatory voting,
point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Let us do the needful.
Where's your point of order?
Yes, please, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, our debates have rules. Mr. Speaker, these rules are found in Order 9. And it is these rules that will make us deliver on the subject matter the way the House expects us to talk when it comes to issues before the Parliament. This again is way outside the letters and the spirit of Order 9.1 sub 4. We must confine our debate to the subject matter. Mr. Speaker, with due respect, this debate, once again, is outside the scope of the expectation of Order 9.1 sub 4. So let us restrict ourselves. And if you can, Mr. Speaker, put the question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Point of order. Point of order.
Thank you. What he's saying is not too far away from the subject matter. It's just that we need to understand that for us to deepen democracy and extract the commitment of people, we have to make them part and parcel of the election process.
Point of
Let
order.
everyone has that responsibility of feeling himself that he is part of the election, either for or against every leader. Once you have that, it will create more consciousness and more commitment to whatever you do. And you hold your leaders more accountable. So please, what you have said is noted. And I'm happy that you didn't say it is not a good thing to do. It's just that you are saying you do not see, you have observed that a lot of people have lost confidence in the country. And this is one of the areas that we can restore the confidence of people. Because if you know truly you participate in election, you'll be more committed to the leadership and you hold the leaders accountable for that vote that you have given them. So thank you for the observation. It is noted. Honorable Gali, you are the last one that will consider.
I represent Alabasuga Imperial Constituency, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank the mover of this bill. This is one of the best and unique bill we ever had in this year. Mr. Speaker, in other climate, they have simplified the way of voting, and everybody participated by simplifying it. You can vote from your home. But I will add to tell our electoral commission to also simplify the way we vote so that people will be motivated to participate in that voting. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, I'm of the view that people must participate. We have to compulsorily make people to vote. In fact, we have to even add to reprimand those ones that are intentionally absconding from voting. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gali, for your contribution. Those against you say nay. The ayes have it. This bill is referred to the Committee on Electoral Matters for further legislative action. The second order of the day is commencement of debate.
Edo State. I rise to move that the bill for an act to amend the Northeast Development Commission 2025 and for related matters HB 2320 be read a second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for this opportunity. If you recall, yesterday we had the opportunity to deal with 4 development commissions, essentially expanding the directorates from 4 to 12 to make them all uniform. We dealt with the South-South, the Northeast, the North-Central, the Northwest, the Northwest, South-South, and Southwest. Today we want to deal, and the Southeast. Today we are dealing with the Northeast development to bring it at par and uniform level with the other commissions, basically to expand the directorates. And I think this is good. The Northeast is always functioning. The chairman, my former chairman, a good man, Honorable Zana is here, and I think my colleagues should support it so that we will be at par and at good faith with the development commissions. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Leader. Members, you have heard what the intent of the bill is. It's just the expansion of the directive to bring all the commissions at par with each other so that we have general application, general act applying to all the commissions. So with this explanation, we go ahead and put the question. Those in support of the second reading of this bill should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable an act to amend the Northeast Development Commission Act 2025 and for related matters, second reading.
This bill is referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Barrister Harrison Anozie Nwadike. I'm a native of Isu clan from Imo State, and I represent the good people of Isu, Njaba, Nkwere, Wangele Federal Constituency. And I rise this afternoon, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, to move that a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, Cap A12, Law of the Federation 20.
Honorable Jafar, can you approach the chair, please?
To make provision for establishment of Nigeria Palm Oil Research and Production Technology Institute, Njaba, Imo State 2024, and other related matters, HB 1495, to be read a second time. Honorable colleagues, Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable Amobi.
Thank you, the People's Speaker. A bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Cap A12 Laws of the Federation of second reading.
Honorable colleague, this bill is referred to the Committee on for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act, Cap F, Laws of the Federal.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is. I rise to move a motion that the Federal College of Education Technical, IGWA, HB 1933, then will be read for the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Oluwole, okay, is my name. I'm from Ijesha North. And a minting member of
a proud member of what?
A mint.
Oh yeah, new.
Minting.
Yeah.
Brand new member of APC.
And a proud one? Oh, just for record.
APC.
Komoti. Honorable Komoti, Lowry. Sir, are you hearing your friend? You shouldn't be distracted. You should hear what he's saying. It's important to hear.
He's on his way anyway, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you very much, sir. I rise to second the motion, I move my colleagues. I so second. Thank you, sir.
Those in support of this.
Names are Chike Jonoka for PhD. I represent the good people of Himembano, Ituba Mobile Federal Constituency. I'm from Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move a motion that a bill for an act to amend the Labour Act, Cap N1, Laws of Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to increase the maternity leave period of working women to 6 months and for related matters, be read for a second time. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder? So please give us a detailed justification and rationale behind this, this amendment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The bill is seeking the amendment of some provisions in Section 54 of the Labour Act, Laws of Federation of Nigeria, 2004.
Honorable Dr. Zainab. Honorable Dr. Zainab, please can you sit down because I will call upon you to see whether you are complying with the resolution of the House in identifying yourself. So don't go far, please. You will soon be called to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The first amendment that the bill is proposing is in respect of Section 54
subsection 1A of the Principal Act, which provides that a woman shall have the right to leave her work or place of work if she produces a medical certificate given by a registered medical practitioner stating that her confinement will probably take place within 6 weeks. Now, this bill is proposing to amend the word 6 weeks to read 4 weeks. This is to enable the woman to be in confinement and deliver within 1 month. Now, Section 54, subsection 1B of the Principal Act provides that a woman shall not be permitted to work during the 6 weeks following her confinement. If you add the 6 weeks following her confinement with the 6 weeks in Section 54, subsection 1A of the Principal Act, it will give you a total period of 12 weeks, that is 3 months, for her maternity leave. However, in this bill, we are proposing 4 weeks will be a pre-delivery leave period for her, while 20 weeks, that is 5 months, will be for her post-delivery leave, making a total of 6 months to align with the World Health Organization recommendation of exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life of a child. Breastfeeding for the first 6 months of life of a child promotes healthy development and well-being of infants and also young children. UNICEF data reveals that 37% of children in Nigeria in particular are stunted, while 45% deaths of children under 5 is linked to malnutrition. So the last amendment is in respect of Section 54, subsection 1C, which provides for payment of 50% salary to a woman on maternity leave. Now, we are proposing to change this payment from 50 to 70%. This is because of the inflation and, of course, the present economic reality in the country. The cost of feeding has risen astronomically. It also costs to take care of infants, especially breastfeeding children. Mr. Speaker, my colleagues, the major reason for seeking an increase in the maternity leave of the working woman from 3 months to 6 months is to enable the mother and the baby to be properly taken care of. The mother requires sufficient feeding to carry out exclusive breastfeeding for 180 days of a child. That is key in the body development. Breast milk provides the essential nutrients, including antibodies, water, immune cells, digestive enzymes, and hormones needed for optimal psychological activities in infants and children under 5. UNICEF data also reveals that 34% of babies are exclusively breastfed in the first 6 months, with only 18% of children 6 to 23 months fed the minimum acceptable diet in terms of quality and quantity. The prospect of raising such children as leaders over the next 30 to 40 years is worrisome because there are serious concerns about optimization of their cerebral capacities and intelligence quotient. Many states in Nigeria and many countries have already adopted this 6 months paternity leave period for women. It will just be therefore ideal and proper for us to reflect that in the laws of federation. So in view of the numerous benefits as enumerated, for those of us who are fathers and who are also looking to become grandparents, I think this amendment is in the interest of our children and grandchildren, even those not yet born. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Doctor. My only question is this amendment is applicable to both the public and private sector employers, right? Have you examined the implication of this to a private employer paying 6 months' salary to a woman on maternity, 70% salary on woman on maternity, and also looking, it's a perfect bill, it's a good one, but don't you think this can also have a negative impact on employment? People will now be aversive to taking women to work because they know a married woman will stay out of work for 6 months. Do you get what I'm saying? But I will allow members to contribute and then we put the question. It's just my own personal thought of the implications of the bill. I start with Honorable Idris Ahmed Wasif.
It is representing Waseferi constituency of Plateau State. Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, I want to appreciate the mover of the motion and to thank you for the guidance. While the presenter of the motion was presenting his motion, what you are presenting were our side discussions with my brother and colleague. Certainly, sir, if this motion passes through, it's like a doom for the ladies to be employed in the Nigerian sector. And I think he mentioned many countries. I don't know, he didn't illustrate one single country to support the many countries that have adopted or have taken this particular trend. Sir, even to reduce the number, to increase the number to 3 months wasn't easy. And I believe production is something that grows economy, that brings our productivity and increases our economy. By the time you take man hour, the advanced countries that we're talking about don't employ like we employ to give a family. Rather, you work on hourly to earn your living. This is what we know. And we are not going that trajectory. We are rather increasing the more burden on government and the private sector. I think this bill will do the service to the Nigerian Labour Congress because they will lose membership. It will do the service to our increase in productivity. It will do the service to the entirety of our economy. I want to beg the mover of this motion to honorably follow the path of the guidance of the Honorable Speaker to step down the bill so that we also have our own good precious time. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. These are my submissions.
Let's hear from the woman.
My name is Regina Akume, representing the good people of Bokutaka constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benue State. I rise to just make comment about this bill that I think is women are benefiting. My own thinking is this: women have a lot of odds. We have a lot of odds on our side. If you pass this bill, I feel the men who already feel women have their seat or their place behind the house or in the backside of the house or in the bedroom, they will start discriminating against us. Already we are not on the good book of you men. I'm sorry to say, but this is what is obtainable. Now, if this bill goes on, people in private sector may say, once you employ a woman, when she's pregnant, she leaves the office for 6 months, and there will be nobody there. So I want women to take a look at this. Some of us get birth and we're in the office. We could go back home, take permission, go back and feed your baby, come back. And our own bosses at that time were very understanding. So I just want women to take a look at it. If you think this bill is favorable, I don't think it is for us, because I'm no longer going to put to bed, but you younger ones are going to put to bed, and you take a look at it closely and see what you can do about it. This is where I stand. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Zainab Gimba. Please address yourself properly for records. I implore you to address yourself properly. Honorable Kathilat, did you hear me? Are you agree? Fine.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Dr. Zainab Gimba. I represent Bama Ngala Kalabalge. Mr. Speaker, in the same vein, I am a sister to the Speaker, and as much as that, I also can be recognized as an indigenous of Zazzau as well. And I cannot run away from, by extension, I may not be an indigent, but a partial resident of Kebbi. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know, because for me to have the floor to speak so that Mr. Speaker will not round me off, I have to make sure
No, you have spoken well. You have spoken well.
And I hope my sister Kafilat from the Women Affairs will give me more protection. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, as much as this bill is very important to all of us, especially to the childbearing women in Nigeria, because this bill, one of the benefits is that it will increase the bond between the child and the mother. We all agree with that. It will also support the breastfeeding procedure at that particular time. This bill will also reduce the risk of, postpartum depression in women. It has several benefits, but Mr. Speaker, I just believe that this mover of this bill should make more consultation, especially with the women, especially with women groups, especially with women committees, because at this particular time, we are working on how to improve women equality in the country, gender equality. And when you say that I will be elected as a House of Rep member, and assuming I have a baby, and then I will be away from the house for 6 months. Now it is a reason for men to ensure that we do not come in. And that reason would be we are underrepresenting our constituencies. And similarly, in other sectors of the economy, as much as this bill is very important to us, but we have to make further consultation to see that it doesn't, while it benefits us, it doesn't affect us on the other side. Because economic empowerment, it might also bring more economic empowerment to the women, because at the end of 6 months staying at home, we come out with very greater strength for the workforce. But we have to look at the counter disadvantages from this bill. And I fully support the bill, but we have to look at the time, because I don't think that we are mature to take this at this particular time, when we are already putting pressure on Mr. Speaker to see that we have more women in the House of Representatives. We have only about 14 or 15, and then now about 6 have given birth, and then they are underrepresented. I think we need more to discuss on this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Also wants to talk, so let's hear what he has to say.
The two last speakers who are mothers, and they appreciate the letter and the spirit behind the proposed amendment. I also listened to a former presiding officer, former deputy speaker, one of the most ranking members in this 10th assembly. And I've come to the conclusion that, or thinking that in as much as the reason behind the amendment is right and proper, but the timing, like Madam said, now that we're looking at how to give women more opportunities, not only in politics, but also in public service, I seek the leave of the House to step down this bill, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Adherence to the provisions of the Act not giving room for waivers contrary to the provisions of the Act, and increase the penalties to correlate with current financial realities due to inflation and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Victor Obuzo. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 24th October 2023.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Nyan Zauzau, the leader of the People's House. Honorable colleagues, my name is Victor Obuzo. I represent the good people of Ahoda West, Oba Egbema Ondoni Federal Constituency. I'm from Rivers State. I rise under Order 12, Rule 5, to move a motion that a bill for an act to amend the Federal Character Commission Act, Cap F7
laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2024 to provide for strict adherence to the provisions of the Act, not giving room for waivers contrary to the provisions of the Act, and increase penalties to correlate with current financial realities due to inflation and for related matters, HB 721. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Honorable, the background about this, the purpose of this bill, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, honorable colleagues, I want to state that the Federal Character Commission Establishment Act 2024 was an act to establish the Federal Character Commission with the responsibility to promote, monitor, and enforce compliance with the principles of the proportional sharing of all bureaucratic, economic, media, and political posts at all levels
around Chairman
government.
Muslim pilgrims, is he around? No, he has gone out. So look for him. He's from Niger.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I repeat that the commission was established to promote, monitor, and enforce compliance with the principles of the proportional sharing of all bureaucratic, economic, media, and political posts at all levels of government, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this act to amend the Federal Character Commission Act and for related matters entails amendment of 4 sections. Sections 4, 13, 14, and Section 15. Mr. Speaker, the amendment of Section 4, subsection 1, paragraph H, has the inclusion to the clause which reads, to ensure that public officers shall, in the performance of their functions, adhere strictly to rules and regulations made pursuant to this Act, and the inclusion is, which shall not include issuers of waivers contrary to the provisions of this Act. Mr. Speaker, Section 4 is further modified by including a subsection 3, which reads, subject to the provisions of this Act and without prejudice to subsection 1 of this Act, of this section, the Commission shall not have the power to grant waiver to any ministry, department, or agency of government with regards to these aforementioned bodies seeking for approval to fill up vacancies by way of employment, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Section 13 is modified by inserting a new clause, subsection 2, which reads, the Commission shall within 3 months before the close of the financial year cause to be submitted to the National Assembly and the President a report containing the details of recruitments, nominal roles, and summaries of all MDAs, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Section 14 is amended by inserting a new paragraph. Anyone who grants a waiver or acts on the basis of a waiver granted contrary to the provisions of this Act is guilty of an offense of this Act. Mr. Speaker, finally, Section 15 is amended thus by amending subsections 1, 2, and 3 of the Principal Act as follows. Any person who commits an offense under this Section 14 of this Act is liable on conviction to a fine of 10 million naira or to imprisonment term of 5 years, or both such fine and imprisonment. 2, where an offense under this section is committed by a corporate body, any of its directors, managers, officers, employees, or partners recklessly, negligently, willfully acquiesces in the commission of the offense shall jointly and severally be guilty of this offense and liable.
Victor, I think you have said enough to at least make members appreciate what the bill is all about. But I'll call on the chairman, Federal Character, to tell us what his views are on these amendments.
Respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Wase, Federal Constituency, by your grace and grace of God, Chairman, Federal Character Committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to add or to make comments on this particular bill. Mr. Speaker, he quoted just one section of the Constitution, which is embedded there, empowering the Commission to work out an equitable formula. It's subject to approval of the National Assembly. At the National Assembly here, to approve that one is the Committee of Federal Character here. They give us this one, and that with the Senate. And in the case of waivers, sir, waivers are not just granted like that. And I also refer him to the to part of the Constitution. Takes such legal measures, including the prosecution of the head or staff of any institute or government body which fail to comply with any federal character principle or formula. It's there embedded in the Constitution. Everything that is supposed to be done is there. What is quoted is from the Act. Section 3 of the Constitution is very clear. Any law that's inconsistent with the provision of the Constitution, to the extent that Constitution remains null and void. But that's not where the issue is even, sir. Waivers are granted, for instance, when an agency wants to replace or fill in 5, 10 persons. The cost of advertisement today, you know what it means. By the time you go into advertisement, certainly, sir, certainly, the role of the people coming in, the confusion that will be there, and then the cost is another thing that Parliament should be worried about. And I'm not saying that there have not been abuses. Of course, there have been abuses, but that's why the Parliament is there, to checkmate those abuses that are likely to come up. It's just for us to do our job, and my committee members will bear witness. Virtually, Mr. Speaker, there's no week that we don't sit. In fact, we virtually have taken over the function of the commission in full-fledged to ensure even where they grant waivers and we find it wrongly, to ask them to revert, and that we have achieved. And I want to beg that this bill, if passed, may have the consequences of first increasing the burden of governance, and we are now at the moment trying to increase cost of governance. If Mr. A today is not doing the right thing, do not expect that Mr. B, every institution, there are some residual powers that is granted to the chief executive, at least, to do the right thing, not to abuse it. In doing the right thing, what we expect that if you are granting waiver for agency A, B, C, should be justifiable reasons, like it is specified in the Act. One, be timing. And I give you the example, sir. When custom advertise, the commission reduced the period for the advertisement. I immediately was saying that, got in contact with the chairman of the commission, got in contact with the chairman of the House Committee on Custom, drawing the attention to the Act and the provision of the Act and the constitutional provision, to say, no, the period of time you have given is not correct. And so you have to extend to ensure we go. But at the end of the day, sir, of course, we are not able to achieve 100%, but we are able to increase the threshold for those who have followed the trend. And not only that, sir, at times the approval comes after a very hectic, like it's saying, there are procedures for getting employment now in Nigeria. The procedures are like this, sir. First, you have to get approval for establishment position in the office of the head of service. I can tell you, my committee members would bear witness. At times, it takes almost 1 year. And I've had cause to speak to the head of service to say, this thing is happening in your office. It's not correct. Nigerians are suffering. Two, after getting the establishment position, they now have to go to a general office to again obtain support. And at times, you may have the established position given to you, but there's no financial backing. So what is asking for may not even be tenable because of the situation. Even after that one, you have to now go back again. After they go to IPPS, all these are different stages that are done. The frustration in the recruitment process in Nigeria are so much, and it's not coming from the federal character. I can say it for free that the bottleneck that have been put in place. But I also appreciate if allowed unchecked, some agencies may go to employ without the necessary backing and leave a burden with government. So first, managing the economy calls for the management in the office of the head of service to ensure establishment positions are gotten. This again go with many consequences from the university sector, which I believe you serve, which require, and there is no institution, if the chairman of education is here, can also bear witness, either polytechnic or college education, he will also say it here, that this issue of getting waivers, taking up to 6-7 months before they get the waiver. At the end of the day, even when they get the establishment position, before they are concluded, the employment process will have elapsed, and so they have to start de novo again. These are the issues before, and I want to beg that what you have said, these are the small issues that I can raise. I don't think that the waivers being granted there is for large employment. No, employment. Employment that have to do with what to say, serious number. Mr. Speaker, follow all the process, including this other one. I want to beg my colleague to make further consultation so that we'll have a better debate on this. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Idris Ahmed. We have a former comrade, because I know you are very familiar with the labor market.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for recognizing me, albeit not very correct that I am among the category of former comrades that are here.
Or you are not in the same category now with the House leader. Are you trying to disown him?
Mr. Speaker,
he has already agreed that he is a former comrade.
Mr. Speaker, I am comrade for life. Once a comrade is always a comrade. Mr. Speaker, to be very honest, I think our highly respected immediate past Deputy Speaker of this House, who himself is known to be a very experienced comrade, has thrown much light on the issue, in contention. There is hardly anything that we need to add to what he has said, particularly as the chairman of the committee that is responsible, for that particular area. On my own part, I would like to, adopt, all that he has said, and to add that we should try as much as possible to focus on the implementation of what has already been, clearly established in law. A lot of members here have complained about recruitment processes and how, along the line, the waiver that we are talking about has been abused by individual organizations, not because there is no sufficient provision in the Labor Act, but we have seen situations where people deliberately deviate from the provisions of the acts. So what we should be looking at this point is how to identify such deliberate acts of derailing from, or deviating rather, from the provisions of the Act in the course of implementation. Whether those giving, approval or those implementing at the end of the day. Because we have seen recruitment processes where, organizations got approval for certain numbers. In the end, they do more than that. And at the end of the day, Nigerian people who follow the due process in the end might be the ones that, will not get what is, supposed to be their own rightful contribution. So I think we should focus more on implementation processes and the abuses, in the course of implementation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Isaka, you speak last and we put the question, okay? Please go ahead.
Okay, Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ogun State. Mr. Speaker, also it will be interesting to know that I was also a former commissioner at the Federal Character Commission. The issue of waiver, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, what is a waiver? A waiver is authority not to advertise. It is compulsory that all the agencies must advertise for vacant positions. But because of sometimes the agency want to recruit limited numbers, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you cannot expect such an agency to go and put publications in the newspaper and start organizing interviews. The cost of those interviews, the cost of that exercise is usually more than the cost of the recruitment they want to do. At the Federal Character Commission, sir, honorable colleagues, there's always a committee that look into the credibility of whether to give waiver or not to give waiver. As Mr. Chairman said, this is purely an administrative duty of the commission, which does not need us to amend the act that established Federal Character Commission at all. I want the mover of the motion to, if possible, to step down and also make a further consultation, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Victor.
Of the Federal Character Commission. Yes, I'm glad that the issues in the country are well known to honorable members. In the Federal Government Public Service Rules, Section 4, that is where you have a waiver coming up, which my colleagues have also pointed out, where you have special skills, needs, or there is maybe a sudden death issue, those kind of situations that require recruitment of just 2 or 3, 4 people, not a situation where you are recruiting in mass. Mr. Speaker, in 2023, you can recall.
Victor, we don't have time. You can see the time. Please, let us hear your position. You want us to put the question or you want to step it down for further consultation?
Mr. Speaker, I would step it down for some further consultation and amendment of some clauses. Okay. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
So, honorable colleague, this bill is...
Dr. Wale Ahmed. I represent the good people of Agege Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Lagos State. It is with a high sense of responsibility that I rise this beautiful day to move for the second reading of a bill for an act to amend the Nigeria Police Trust Fund Act number 6 of 2019 to increase the duration of the trust fund for continued training, provision of security equipment and related facilities, enhance the skills of the personnel of the Nigeria Police and for related matters. Mr. Speaker, sir, I so move. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues, my name is Kafila Togbara. I represent Koshofe Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State, the Center of Excellence. I rise this afternoon to seek that a bill for an act to establish National Child Protection and Enforcement Agency and to provide necessary protection and care for the Nigerian child and for related matters be read the second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker, respected colleagues.
Any second JC, the minority whip of the House, and this is the message. He said, this is to inform honorable members who intend to attend the official commissioning of roads by the Right Honorable Speaker, House of Representatives, His Excellency, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, in Balanga, Billiri Federal Constituency, that the flight from Abuja to Gombe will depart on Monday 8 a.m. and return 3 p.m. the same day. Members can contact Honorable Bapa Aliu and Honorable Abdullah Bala El Rashid for further information. Again, it's my pleasure to announce the composition of another committee to investigate the implementation of the CNG policy. This committee will be chaired by Honorable Ahmed Jaha from the Northeast. We have Honorable Gali Mustafa Tijani as a member, Honorable Adewale Moruf, member, Honorable Sarki Dairu, member, Honorable Dixon Takir, member, Honorable Bukar Talba, member, Honorable Alex Mascot, member, Honorable Julius Pondi, member, and Honorable Wale Ahmed, member. We also have Honorable Mohamed Ozigi Tijani, member, and Honorable Esosa Iyawe, member. We also have another committee that we set up, and the composition of the members of the other committee to convocate a special discussion and security conference on the security challenges in Plateau State has Honorable Bapa Aliu as member, Honorable Mansour Jega, member, Honorable Afoape Monde Afolabi, member, Honorable Abdul Malik Danga, member, Honorable Base Akiba, member, Honorable Ize Nwachuku, member, Honorable Jafaru Yakubu, member, Honorable Ata Thaddeus, member, and Honorable Dalade Agui, member. The last but not the least is an announcement also coming from Honorable Ali JC, the minority whip, and this is to inform our, in court, he said, courageous members of the minority parties that there will be a meeting of all the minority party members on Wednesday, 21st May 2025 at 3 p.m. in the Old House Chamber Conference Room 028. Members are advised to attend as crucial issues to move our country forward will be discussed. Members of the opposition, Abiente, did you hear me? Oh, you have a meeting. Even though the subject matter of the meeting is not well elaborated here, but I'm sure you come and tell me to the meeting, Abi. So then be guided to go there by 3. Thank you. So, honorable colleagues, those are the information for you. Thank you very much. DS, please.
Committee on Police Affairs, as well as Committee on Justice. Most distinguished colleagues, the 10th order of the day is a motion on restoration of Aniocha North 2 state constituency of the other state. Standing in the name of Honorable Ngozi Okoli, Honorable Okoli is invited to move the motion.
My honorable colleagues, my name remains Oga. I represent Nigerians through the good people of Isukwato and Umunochi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second a motion ably moved by my friend and my brother, Honorable Okoli. I so second. Thank you.
Can say name. The ayes have it. Because it's a straightforward motion and it's referred to Committee on Electoral Matters as well as Legislative Compliance. Please,